Weird. Why is this? Whatever. I'll figure that out in a second. What's going on, guys? This should not be. Oh, that's probably it. Hey, Celine, Kara, Marie, Charles, Dalton. 1 second, we're just getting stuff up. Just started stream. Gotta set a few things up. I am exhausted. Let's get into. There we go. All right, let's look at what's new. How's New Jersey looking for tomorrow? Yeah, we're gonna go over that. I'm feeling fine. I'm just tired. Ugh. Work's kicking my butt. What's going on, Julie? KC is not going to get smacked hard. Well, we'll see with the second system. All's good, Aubrey. Okay, let's quickly go through some of our new models here. Still got this big storm for the Mid-Atlantic, big storm for the Midwest. Saturday looks like a major severe weather outbreak. Major severe weather, I mean major. The SBC's already put a risk zone down there. Day 6 risk zone. Major event. Latest GFS does have snow falling back down into potentially as far south as Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. We'll watch that. And then it has a big mid-Atlantic nor'easter. Lots of fun stuff, right? And potentially another one after it. What the GFS sees, just to summarize it up, our latest model, tons of cold plunging air, tons of winter systems moving across, return to winter for the southeast. That's what the GFS sees. That is what our Climate Prediction Center sees too. Here is our, I'm just going to go through all this and I'll get to questions. This is what, sorry, I'm exhausted tonight. This is what our Climate Prediction Center sees through the 20th of February. Big troughing, cold air. And this is through the 24th of February. Notice, we're going to have lots of action out here. Potentially snow back in the south. We'll have to see. You can see where that precipitation is out east and up in the northwest, and then it stays out east here. If we take a look at our latest Euro, here's what's new with the Euro 18Z. Bringing that snow into the mid-Atlantic, and then our big Midwestern system. We're going to go over all these snow totals in a second. Again, Saturday's scary-looking system. And scary-looking system, I mean, really for the whole entire coast. This is a major trough. Major troughing event. We can see that represented when we go to our teleconnections, too. Some wild stuff is happening moving forward. Some really wild stuff. This is an unusually negative Arctic oscillation. It should never be that low. But again, why is that? Because like I said was going to happen, it's not going to split. Polar vortex is going to split. It's splitting within the, I mean, it depends what layer you look at. Here's the 10 millibar layer. If we go to our 50 millibar layer, this thing is, boop, might be split tomorrow. And then shifting down over the states. So, go to our 12Z here. Look at that. Still project it to split, come back together, and then stick down over the states for a while. So, we get that lagging cold air all the way into March. Latest snow totals with some of these systems. Let's go over that before I start answering questions. If we were to look into our Euro 18Z and we were to look into winter, let's go into... Why is it giving me... Oh, it's okay. I know why it's doing that. There we go. Kuchera. Here's the latest from the Euro. Let's go into the Ohio Valley. Here you go. Here's the latest projected snow totals from the Euro for the Ohio Valley. Now, we should probably be looking at the HER right now. But that's fine. You can see central and north Kentucky. It wants anywhere between, you know, it thinks you could get up to 6.5 inches, 7 inches. I don't know. I would take this down a little bit. I would take all these numbers down by 2 inches. I would say it's probably going to be more like a 3 to 4 event, and someone's going to end up with over 5. What's our HRRR thing for here? Let me get through this, guys, and then I'll answer chat's questions. Latest, our 00Z HRRR. Well, look at that. It actually agrees with me. See that? Closer to 2 to 5 type of range. I think that's going to be more accurate. And then moving off, and then obviously West Virginia, your low elevation 1 to 2, 3. High elevations always get smacked there with a ton of snow. 7 to 8 is definitely possible. High elevations. Mid-Atlantic, yeah, the HRRR is smoking crack here. You're not going to end up with just an inch of snow in Philly. I mean, is it possible? Yes, I just highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. There's no other model that agrees with this. We can look at our NAM. I mean, sometimes HRRR is right, but here's our NAM, our latest NAM model, putting, 4 inches into Philly. I think 2 to 4 is possible in Philly. I do not think that you're going to see 5 to 7 inches up here in New York City and Long Island. I think this is going to be 1 to 2. I think the NAM's on crack here as well. Let's see. I think the Euro's probably doing good with this. Euro might even be, is this the 18Z? The Euro might even be overdoing this in my opinion. Maybe not, no. Okay, that's about right. And then there's a second. Yeah. So Euro also thinks 2 to 4 in Philly, maybe 2 inches, 1 to 2 up here, Long Island, New York City. Still keeping the heaviest snow just to the south of DC and Maryland, so it's putting 4 to 5 through DC and Maryland. Someone's going to overperform in here because we have a lot of cold air being injected from the trough above us, and this is going to be a good snow ratio. And if one band moves slightly to the north, you could end up with over 6 or 7 inches in DC. You could end up with a big day. So we'll have to see how those snow bands move through. I would take this, and I would maybe move it down, all these totals down an inch, but I think it's a pretty good projection. We can look at our latest GFS. I mean, our latest GFS thinks, someone's going to get 14 inches in here. I don't know. I think you could get over a foot somewhere in southern Delaware, central Maryland, but it's going to be very, very localized. It's going to be very, very localized. So I think it is possible to get maybe 10, 11, 12 inches somewhere in here, super localized. It's going to be a band that sets up somewhere here, here, here. Someone's going to get a big overperformance day. I promise you. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. And so that's that storm. Let me just get through this, guys, and then I'll start answering everyone's questions. Moving back out, there's a storm right behind this. And we'll go actually back out to the Ohio Valley for this one. For the latest on this storm, HRRR looks horrible for New Jersey. Yeah, no, fade. Don't pay attention to the HRRR 00Z. Could it be right? Yes. There's like 8 models you should be looking at for that storm. All 7 out of 8 models. 7 out of 8 models put decent snow through Philly, southern Jersey, all that. And the HRRR is one. The HRRR is an outlier. You never take an outlier model and run with it. Could the outlier model happen? Yes, but the odds the outlier model is going to be the correct model is typically under like a 10% chance because there's a reason all the other models are agreeing. Don't. The HRRR does that sometimes. Yeah, the name is on crack out here. Yeah. So here's our second system, and here's our latest totals from the Euro. Let me actually make sure because there's a storm right behind it. Okay, yeah, this is our latest totals from the Euro. It does want to put into Kansas City potentially 4 to 6 inches. This is a big swath, as you can see here, anywhere from 6. I mean, this is a 6 to 12 inches area. The national blend, I think I like a little bit more on this. The problem is I think Green Bay, this is going to be a little bit farther to the south. I do think Detroit could get in on a little bit more snow, but what's our GFS think here? One second. Okay, GFS is underdoing it a little bit, but that's why I'm worried about areas up here like Green Bay, northern Iowa to central Iowa. There's some models that bring the snow way down. So, that's a big swing between the Euro and the GFS. So no one is guaranteed. If you're dead center of this, you're going to get big snow, right? Like if you're in here, you're going to get big snow. This is a Wednesday, Thursday event this week, I believe. But if you're out on the outskirts down here, guys, or you're up here, careful because there's still a big swing in the forecast in the models. There's models that want to put this snow here. And then there's models that want to put this snow here. And we should already have consensus, but we don't. So if you're in the middle, you're safe, but we're really watching the outsides. The national blend is again, a good model to go with because it's going to average out what everything thinks. So I think the national blend does a good job here, except for I would shift it almost like that. I would actually cut off the top of this national blend. I don't know. I don't think the snow is going to be this far to the north. So, but that's another system we got coming through. Quickly for ice, we got another system after this, another system after that. We got tons of stuff going on. You can see our big ice targets here. Nothing major with those systems, although Western Virginia and Appalachia tomorrow is going to see some pretty decent ice. Really quickly, after this Midwestern storm, and I'm about to get the chat. After this Midwestern storm, that's going to be a Wednesday, Thursday event. Right behind it, someone's going to get another layer of snow, probably. The GFS Euro, see this snowstorm right there, right behind it. And that this right here, we already have a day 6 risk by the CPC, Storm Prediction Center. That this is a dangerous, Saturday is going to be very dangerous in the south. And I'm not saying that to like scare anyone. This is 6 days out. They rarely put risks this far out unless it's just, they're expecting a serious event. We're going to see the potential probably when this rolls around Saturday. Strong QLCS tornadoes, the possibility for EF2 plus tornadoes, long track, flash flooding, lots of issues. So, yeah, I mean, I don't usually like looking at the future radar for events like this, but I mean, even the future radar looks super spooky. This is like, look at the southeast. That is a scary look right there. Especially when you see this what we call popcorn in the beginning, when you see all these kind of popcorn-like cells. These can be mesocyclones, supercells. These can be the ones that put down EF3, EF4s, or more. I don't even want to put that out in the ether, but we got to really watch this down here. Strong lower level jet. Let me show that to you guys. 925. Watch this lower level jet kick in on Saturday. Look at that right there. Look at that lower level jet. Holy moly, overland. Look at that right there. Look at that. You can see the shear. You can see the shear right here. So, yeah, 60 knots over land. So, that's what's going on with that. Let me get to chat and start taking some questions and answering some questions. Oh, man. Maybe I should finish the rest of my pre-workout. Whoa, what happened? I smoke it today, yeah. What's up, Connor? How much for Long Island you think? Maybe 1 to 2. Maybe 1 to 2 inches. I think if you get 2 inches, that's a big day for you on Tuesday and a Wednesday. I think it's going to end up being 1.5 inches or less. So I don't think schools will be closed Wednesday. But, you know, hey, maybe the NAM isn't smoking crack and you guys get 6 inches of snow. Gianna, what's going on? No, yeah, listen. Trust me, I get it. Yeah, I'm doing well. How much? Yeah. So answered Long Island. No snow for Pittsburgh. You're gonna have your chances here. I mean, look at moving forwards. I mean, let me just show you guys what's going on. And sometimes you look at models and they show, look at all the snow that they have moving through. Sometimes you look at models and you're like, nah, that's probably not gonna happen. But you know, there's so many systems. Man, the Euro really wants a nor'easter here. And the GFS couldn't agree more. Look at the agreement on that nor'easter and the timing of it, guys. I think it was through here. Actually, the latest, here we go, 18Z. I'm pretty sure this one shows it. Let's see. Yep. There it is. There's the GFS. And then you got your Euro showing it too. Too far out, but again, the Canadian shows it too. When you get model consensus that far out, it's at least a signal that something's headed that way. It's not going to be exactly like the future radar, but look at the Canadian as well. So this is going to be, it's actually going to be, the Canadian, this run isn't showing it anymore. Maybe it was the Canadian pulled off. GFS and Euro still agree. So we'll see about that. But there's so many snow chances for you in Pittsburgh and out east. There's so many storms lined up. Something's going to wobble and you might get a big one. So how bad do these systems look for St. Louis? Yeah, it's interesting because St. Louis could be on the ice side of some of these. You can see, what does our latest Euro like the potential for some ice through St. Louis? Probably. Yeah, some ice for St. Louis through this. Probably going to be a lot of mixing and ice Wednesday, and then you could end up in the same exact situation Saturday into Sunday. So, but that's much better than being in the severe weather to the south. I can promise you that. this gonna miss Detroit like always? We'll see. You know, our Euro likes snow into Detroit, but then ice and mixing on the back end. It gives. I mean, this would be big snow for Detroit right here on the Euro. Only it's about 120 hours out, so that's almost forecasting range right there. So Detroit is going to have some chances here, but it's going to be a close call on all of these. It's going to be a close call on all of these where Detroit is. Tony, Micah, Tony, Cindy, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the follows and subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Audrey, I appreciate that. Show my kiddos your forecast in Northern Delaware. They love learning from you. Thanks, Audrey. I got to keep my streams PG. Sometimes I go off on rants. Let's see. I'd rather have rain than ice. Yeah, true. What's your prediction for DC? 4 to 6? Yeah, my prediction for DC is 4 to 6, but like I said, something interesting is happening out in the mid-Atlantic with this storm. As we approach the coast, it's moving straight east, right? It's moving straight east, and then it begins to move north. Why is it moving north? This warm shield to the south, your trough behind it is beginning to get some more of a cold air injection. It's pushing down, and it's tilting the front of this storm up. With that warm air being pushed in, you get a little bit more lift over here. As this pushes down, this is pushing up, and you're getting more lift, and it's tilting. So it's starting to. So when this happens, is going to really decide what the totals are here. If this happens earlier on, you could end up literally, I'm not even lying, with like 8+ inches into DC and Baltimore. If this happens later, I don't know why I said it like that. Later, if this happens a little bit later on, you're going to underperform and get like 3 to 4 in Baltimore and DC. I mean, this looks. I like the way the Euro's been trending. It's been trending a little bit more north, and it's been pulling up that warm shield a little bit. So I think you're going to get an overperformance. Like I said, I think someone in here is going to get a big overperformance from the 4 to 6. Do you think Deep South is going to have another snow event? Deep South, I don't know. Deep South, I don't know. South, I think the South will have another snow event. There's a lot of opportunities here to get snow into areas like Arkansas, Tennessee, the Carolinas, maybe northern Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, maybe as far south as Atlanta. Maybe we get it this far south. Are you thinking there's going to be any more snow down here? Absolutely not. I mean, that's really difficult to get really late in the season. Well, I mean, with the polar vortex split, anything's possible. It is still possible with this crazy Arctic oscillation we have this year, but man, if that were to happen twice in a year, that would be insane. But we're not seeing many big totals in Pittsburgh, but you have storms passing to your south and to your north. So storms always wobble as we move forward in time. The future radars are going to change. There's going to be troughs amplifying, de-amplifying. So just because you get stuck in this, I mean, look at the end of our Euro. Just because you get stuck in what looks like it may be a dry pocket here, doesn't mean one of these storms can't wobble south or wobble north. There's still plenty of time. The good news is there's tons of snow. For people up in this region, there's tons of snow heading your way. So not all these storms are going to fall exactly where you see them right now. There's opportunities for everyone right now. Everyone's kind of on the table up here. And I think some people in the south are on the table down here for snow through here. So we're watching there as well. There's just so many troughs. There's so much energy down here from the Gulf. Please tell me Northern Mass is getting a lot of snow Wednesday to Thursday. Northern Mass, Wednesday to Thursday. I don't think you guys are going to get much. I really don't. We can go up here real quick. Regions. New England. Let's go into Euro winter. You want to see something interesting here? You guys want to see something interesting? Let's pull this up. Precipitation by type. Here is a look at all the different types of precipitation in the same spot. So, can you guys see? Let me zoom in a little bit for you. So this is obviously up in New England. This is going to be our Wednesday, Thursday storm that someone was asking about. So watch the snow. Okay, you can see the snow. So as we move through Thursday, here's the forecast. Here's your ice forecast, Massachusetts. Rain. This is rainfall forecast. When you have this much ice and this much rainfall forecast, is it a shock that down here your snow totals aren't expected to be much? Some of these models that show you getting a ton of snow aren't understanding these two factors. They're just looking at precipitation falling and the surface temperatures. They are not looking at your mid-layer temps that are going to completely destroy that snow and turn it into ice and rain. When you get a lot of the times these weather sites, they make you pay a subscription to access the Kuchera model, because the Kuchera model is the snow model that attempts to understand the temperature change in the troposphere as you go up verticality. That can decipher if the snow is going to switch over to rain, sleet, ice, or not. So this is doing a pretty good job. The 10-to-1 just assumes everything's snow. But yeah, that's your problem. That is your problem. What is this down here? What is this? I don't even know what this is. What is this? Orange juice? All right. So it's sleet. I should have known that. I'm so stupid. That's your orange juice radar. How much orange juice is going to fall? All right. Philadelphia overperformance. To the north, there's going to be a lot of overperformances. Let me show you something. This is why. This is why upper air. Why am I so far out? Oh, I didn't mean to go here. Go back into the States. There we go. This is why. Here's our system coming into Tuesday. Here's our system. Now, to the north, this is kind of what's driving. This is the trough right here. This is digging down the cold air right behind it. But we have a lot of cold air from this piece of energy up here that's pushing down and across the surface. We have a lot of cold air that's pushing down and across the surface here because of this. So, this is going to quickly help our snow. As this thing, especially as it starts to tilt north. Oh, sorry. Here we go. There it is. Especially as this starts to tilt a little bit up to the northwest and negatively tilt, we'll see that cool air funnel in on the backside. We'll see warm air on the front side. But we're going to get a good snow ratio that's going to want to push in for all of these areas. Like I said, depending on when this thing shifts to the northwest. And it's gonna. And so you're not going to be dealing with any sort of snow issues up here. There's going to be no sort of like, oh, it's raining right now. It's mixed. It's going to be snow. So thank you for the follows, guys. Thank you for the subs. Cheeto dust, yeah. Did the I-95 turn to mostly rain and we lost our snow for Tuesday? For Tuesday, there's no. It's snow. It depends. I-95 runs down the entire east coast of America. So, I don't know if you're talking about I-95 up here, like mid-Atlantic I-95, which is like, let's see. We'll just pretend. Let's see if I know how the highway works. I'll go something like that. But this is going to be all snow up here, so that's not going to change. Warm shield's not going to tilt up that much. We'll see what happens down there in southern Delaware to start, but yeah, I mean up here in Jersey, PA, this area, I don't know. There's not going to be a mixing issue here, and I highly doubt there'll be any sort of mixing issue as well. At least on the front end of it. We'll see what happens on the back end of the system, but I doubt there'll be any sort of mixing issue as well in the Baltimore and DC, DMV area. Do you think Long Island could see 6+ inches soon? I love your content. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, Nick, I see you in here all the time. Well, if you go out on the Euro, there's some huge, this is a monster nor'easter. It's not super in La La Land, about 200 hours out, kind of on the border of it. But the GFS sees it too. We'll see about that. I mean, this storm 130 hours out, there's no telling how this shifts. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of opportunities for Long Island to see. I mean, guys, I think we're going to have snowstorms setting up out east or just across the states in general. I think we're going to have a big polar plunge again in March as well. Listen, the groundhog did right this time. The groundhog did right. This winter is going to drag on because of what's happening, specifically with our stratospheric vortex. Nora, appreciate you. Danielle, appreciate you. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. And then I see a lot of people asking about the Midwest, so we can do that. I know people are wondering the Pacific Northwest, West, so we'll go over that. Give me 2 seconds. What up, chat? Actually, I'm on here in the Weather Channel. Thanks, Danielle. All right, I saw Missouri. Okay, there's a lot. We can go back down. Let's get back down to the Midwest because a lot of people are asking about that. Let's do this and let's go through the Ohio Valley. How about that, guys? You can actually see here. I don't know if you can see it good enough. Let me see if you can see it good enough. I want you to see the little gauge down there. Let's do this. Let's do this for you guys. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can read that down there. That shows you how much. This is the Ohio Valley. And let's push this into... Let's push this into the Wednesday, Thursday system. Skirt. See this? I'll explain to you what you're looking at here. So this is the latest from the Euro. It really likes ice through Detroit, northwestern Ohio, almost through like Indianapolis, south central Indiana, and then through St. Louis as well. This is a really bad line of ice. Keeps the rain line. You guys can see this here. Keeps the rain line down here. And for snow, biggest target for snow, we can see, I mean, this would be, this isn't giving us this is giving us precipitable water. So here, we'll actually go to our real snow map because I don't want you to see precipitable water because then you have to do the equation in your head. We don't want that. Let's go to winter surface snow total Kuchera. Here is the 18Z. Here is our good model. So let's get this. Yeah, okay, it's a little bit bigger for you. That's good. There. Now you can see that bottom part as well. So again, someone asked Missouri. I would trust the 18Z on the Euro on this for now, but just know the national blend is a little bit farther to the north. It was a little bit farther up here. So if anything, I'd expect maybe a farther north shift than a southern shift. Well, actually, I don't know because there's been a trend south. It's very interesting. I would say it's probably gonna shift north if anything. From the Euro, not from the blend. From the national blend, it's gonna shift south. Sorry, I'm overcomplicating this, guys, but I'll get to it. Preston, I appreciate that. Thank you, Preston. Chanel, Nick B, thank you guys. Appreciate that, Preston. So again, central to northern Missouri. Right now, best guesstimate, you'd want to go with your Euro in this time frame. We're going to get into, I think actually, guys, I think our short-range models are starting to look at this. But St. Louis right now, 2 to 4 inches looks the most likely. You could get, up in northern Missouri. You could be pushing 6 to 8. Green Bay, 5.5. In Milwaukee, 8.5. The Euro thinks, Chicago, 9.6. I don't know. I think you're going to end up more 6 to 9 in Chicago. I think 9 might be on the high end, but but we'll see. Detroit's going to be close. Detroit is going to get a lot of mixing and ice, and it's going to really ruin Detroit's totals. So right now, 1-3. But, you know, that mixing could really mess you up. And I appreciate it. Iowa obviously looks good on here. The GFS deletes snow on the top portion of Iowa, so just be aware of that. And then here, let's move a little bit farther out west. Let's here is I mean, Omaha right now is looking pretty good. We can compare this to our GFS. See the GFS moves us so far south, but Omaha, no matter what model you look at, is looking like a 5 to 9 day. Kansas City looks really good on the Canadian. We can move over to our American model. Here, let's go. Canadian American model looks really good. Look what our Euro does. Our Euro pulls that snow to the north, but the worst model right now still has 4 to 6 inches into Kansas City. Actually, it's a little bit farther up. So, again, Kansas City looks pretty good. St. Louis, our worst model, has 1 to 3 inches. You go to our American, it pulls a little bit more snow down there. Actually, the American agrees pretty well with the Euro on that 1 to 3. And then what does our Canadian think? Our Canadian, I mean, there's some consensus on what's happening down there in St. Louis with that like 1 to 3 inches. Do we have? Let's look at our NAM 12K. Okay, here's our NAM 12K. It agrees as well. NAM 12K takes snow out of St. Louis. I think St. Louis is going to get snow though. It agrees. Good snow through Nebraska. Good snow through Kansas. Still, let's move back up into the Ohio Valley with the NAM because it's one of our short ranges. See, the NAM does bring snow totals down through here a little bit, which I think may happen. Again, keeps Detroit really close to getting good snow, but really in the mixing area. So there's some pretty good agreement happening right now, actually. There is some pretty good agreement happening. Where's our 00Z? Let's see here. And here's our HRRR. So we just got the HRRR in range. They're all really agreeing on that 1 to 3 in St. Louis. The HRRR thinks you could get 4 though. They're all really like that kind of 4 to 6 range in Kansas City. Good snow into Omaha. So I mean these areas really through here look extremely safe for a good snow day. There's just complete model agreement on it. Some models, once you get out here, once you get past this line, some models are farther south, some models are farther north. So there's going to be a little bit of a question mark with, does it come a little bit farther south down here, or does the snow ride a little bit farther to the north, including on the north end of this? But yeah, actually looking at all those, the model agreement down here is pretty good. It's pretty solid. This is Weather Bell. But you need a subscription. I mean, you can get a subscription. Schools closed in New Jersey. I mean, I don't know. This snow tomorrow isn't moving in until what should be after school. And looking at what we're going to get, they're probably going to be able to plow it in time. So but I don't know. New Jersey canceled school for like a little, like 1/10 of an inch of ice. What was it, last week? It like rained and we had like a little drizzle of ice. No one was affected and they canceled school. So who knows? Maybe they'll do that again. Who knows? They love giving kids the day off, apparently. Yeah, you guys see what the HRRR is doing in the Mid-Atlantic? This, to me, let me explain to you why I don't think that we're going to see this little of snow up here. A few things. We do have a good surface cold air injection pushing in from the north. Why there would be like a cutoff where that's happening with snow is, I don't know. I can't explain it. We also are seeing the trend of the warm shield pushing north on every model. And with that warm shield pushing north, the snow is going to push north as well into this cold air. This doesn't make sense. But if this happens, I'll come back and I'll call myself out tomorrow. But this doesn't make sense. Again, I do think 2 to 4 through here is more likely. This area that's gray here, 2 to 4. And I do think 1 to 2 is possible up here. But this like half an inch to an inch that the HRRR is showing. I don't see that happening, guys. What did the 18Z say? Has this thing been moving around? Yeah, well, doesn't make much sense to me. 1 second. Did that actually move back? Let's do that to the 2Z. Okay, the 2Z looks like it already shifted north. Appreciate the follows. Appreciate the subs, guys. Tyler, thank you. Betty Boop. Felicia. How do you pronounce that? Is that Hose? Gabby girl? Let's see. Wait. Donna, let's see. How do I pronounce that? Hold up. Cardenas. That's what I'll say. Nancy, I appreciate you. Can you look at Omaha, Nebraska? 6 to 8 predicted Wednesday. That's not a bad prediction. We were just looking at that. Yeah, we'll look at it again. Nora, I appreciate you. That's not a bad prediction. 6 to 8. Let's go back. Again, I like our euro. I think our euro may be overdoing it here, but do I think which one's Omaha? Oh, I think Omaha's this one right here. Let me just make sure. Probably the one right to the south of it. It's always hard to tell on these maps. Here, let me do something real quick. Let me get this going. So yeah, I mean, it's thinking Omaha 8 to 10 inches. I don't know. I think 6 to 7. I like if your weather app's saying that. Praise the weather app. I know you guys never thought I'd say that because they're so wrong all the time, but I 100% wouldn't actually. I 100% would take a lower total. Not to say that this couldn't happen. Listen, you can never discount. There's some models I'll discount. The HRRR putting 1 inch into Philly Tuesday. Could it happen? Yes. I want to discount that. But the Euro, I'll never discount. The Euro is a good model. The Euro beats out short range models in short range, which is crazy. It's a global model. It's not supposed to do that. But I do think it's overdoing it. I do think 6 to 7 is a good estimate. But again, you can't count out the fact if the Euro thinks you could get 10 inches, guess what? You could get 10 inches or more, because it's the Euro and it's good. Thoughts on East Central Kentucky winter storm warning on Tuesday and flood threat for the week? Yeah, Kentucky has been getting it this year. Luca, appreciate you. Became a 2-month subscriber. Yeah, I've lost 70% of my subscribers thanks to TikTok not allowing anyone to subscribe anymore. Appreciate you, Luca. I literally just lost my train of thought. What model shows highest in Boston? Well, you don't want to see the one that shows the highest because it's least likely to happen probably. But we can go up there and look. Push up to the northeast. I'm guessing, you know what I think it's going to be? If I had to guess which model shows the highest, it's going to be the NAM. Let's see. Wow. I was wrong. The NAM showed nothing. Okay. GFS then? Okay, there's the GFS. There's the GFS through the weekend. There's the GFS through Saturday. Through Saturday and Sunday, putting almost a foot into Boston. Euro. What does our Euro think through the weekend? 1 to 4 inches. That is not model consensus. What's our national blend thing? When it's that drastic, just go to the blend. When it's that drastic, just say, screw it. I'm looking at the model blend because that's the only thing you can rely on at that point. Model blend, look at that. 6 inches maybe? We'll stick with that until we get some consensus because this is going to be our most likely case scenario until we get consensus. I've been hearing Central Ohio could get a dusting. I don't think so. I mean, maybe a dusting, yeah. Well, I don't know. You think a little bit on the back end? I don't know. Here's our, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. I don't think Central Ohio is going to get anything but rain from this thing. Now the GFS does have it slightly farther to the south, I believe. So I'm guessing if we look at the GFS, yeah, it puts a little bit of snow behind into Ohio. But you guys may get something good here. We're looking. Here's Saturday. Sorry, wait. Here is our Thursday. Watch as we get into the weekend. Friday into Saturday. We'll see what happens with this. This might end up putting some good snow into Ohio here. You can see it wants to put snow across the whole state in different phases here. You could get some good back. This is one of those rare, really strong troughs and squall lines where you could actually get a ton of rain on the front end up the through the coast here, and then have a few inches quickly drop on the back end. You have to have a very, very strong trough for this and a lot of lift ahead of the trough, guys, because if you don't have enough lift, it's going to be rain in the front, and there's going to be no convection left behind where the cold air is, meaning where the snow can drop, there's going to be no convection. Strong lift, strong squall line. You can see this thing wants to come through with thunderstorms along the coast and then bring snow in behind it because it's a very, very, very strong frontal face here. So, if that happens, big snow, could be big snow on the back end for Boston and parts of the mid-Atlantic as well. Luca, I appreciate you. Holy crap, Luca. Pop off. Oh, my God. Luca, thank you. And Nora, shout out to you. Thank you, guys. Truth teller, I appreciate it. Nora going crazy, too. KC, Missouri snow. Yeah, we've talked about that a few times. Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of people ask about it. Yeah, so let's get back over to the Ohio Valley. So, different models, different things. Again, I like our Euro, but I think our Euro's gonna do a good job. But I want to, our Euro likes 4 to 5 inches. Almost, there's a model showing up to 8 in Kansas City. There's a model showing as little as 3. I think 4 to 6 inches is a safe bet for Kansas City. I think you're going to end up with more. If I had to take a guess, if someone was forcing me to, someone had a pew-pew to my head and said, you have to guess how much snow is going to fall in Kansas City with this system, I would say 4.5 inches. But I don't know. That's kind of just a guess based on all the different model looks and the models I trust. That's what I would say. You guys definitely could get more than that. You definitely could get it. You definitely could get more. We can look at our national blend too here. Our national blend, actually, well, look at that. Our national blend kind of agrees with me. Show the Vortex. Yeah, the Vortex is about to split. Someone said DMV. We'll get into that in a second. Yeah, I mean, I showed the Vortex. We'll show it again. It's doing exactly what we said it was going to do a week and a half ago. Shocker. Let's go back up. U.S. stratosphere. Let's go to our 50 millibar height. It's not going to be split on every level of the stratosphere. That's just not how it works. But if we go to our 50 millibar height of the stratosphere, and we go to northern hemisphere, I mean, this thinks it's going to be completely split. Tomorrow morning. Is tomorrow Tuesday? Okay, Wednesday morning. And then settle in down here over the states and just juice up our storms. Just juicing them. Cold air, storminess. Again, this is why we see this crazy teleconnection look here. Incredibly negative Arctic oscillation, slowed polar jet, big burst of cold air down there. Giving the opportunity for more cold in the south. What's our European weeklies look like? Oh, I just saw this. Do you guys remember when, who was in the streams like weeks ago? What weeks ago when the European weeklies were doing this? They were way up here, meaning it was going to get really hot in the States. Was anyone in here? And I was literally saying, absolutely not. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I said, there's no way with the splitting polar vortex we're going to see that. Luca, you were in here. Okay, good. I know some people are in here. I looked at it, guys, weeks ago. The weeklies, instead of going down like this, were like this, meaning it's going to be the hottest. It's going to be super hot in the States. And I said, why the heck is every model projecting a polar vortex split in the stratosphere over the States? And our European weekly is saying we're going to be in a positive AO. Those two things are opposite. That's like saying, hey, if you want to stay dry, go jump in the pool. Like, that didn't make any sense. There it is. There she is. Oh, you're a good model, correcting yourself. That's a good model. That's a good model. You're doing the right thing. I don't even know if we're going to get this big a spike positive here, guys. This is what I expected. I think we're going to get some cold air still pushing into March. That's a good model. Sorry, guys. When I get tired, I get, delirious. Could you go over PA, New Jersey? Yeah, and people asked about the DMV. Let's go over these areas. Let's go over these areas. Let's get back down into the Mid-Atlantic. So here's our euro here. DMV, like I said, the DMV is being projected really 4 to 6 inches. The DMV is being projected. There's a big push of cold air being forced down from this trough up here. Not big, but significant enough. And if a band sets up here in the right area, you're going to see someone maybe hit 8 or 9 inches. So is that DC, Baltimore? We'll see. But you have the chance to overperform up there because of this. We've seen a trend north. And we got some cold air injection pushing in from this trough here. This is going to be also known, no mixing involved. You can always have a better chance for an overperformance than if you're near the mix line. Mix line's way south of you guys. Well, mixing is going to be happening down here. Not here. Sorry. Down here. National blend, New Jersey through Wednesday. Boom. There you go. There you go. Megan and Susie, what's going on? Charles, you remember? Yeah, okay. Yeah, listen, it wasn't a hard call. We weren't going to have our stratospheric polar vortex splitting and be in a +6 Arctic oscillation. So it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Let's see here. When do we get updated model for Philly Storm tomorrow? Well, we have plenty of updated models depending on what you're looking at. This is our updated. This is an 18Z of the Euro. Oh, what time is it? You guys didn't tell me. Someone in chat definitely told me, and I didn't see it. Someone in chat always tells me. The GFS is updating, guys. Someone in chat definitely told me. And I was too busy talking about the European weeklies. Here's our updated. Oh, whoa, cowboys and cowgirls. You see that hot pink? That's new. I don't trust the GFS that much with this type of stuff, but that's new. That hot pink through there. Let me look at something real quick. Oh yeah, that's new. A lot more of it. Okay, so the GFS I can already tell just by that. Definitely just upped its totals down here. Let's take a look at what we're seeing. And it still needs to load. We're not going to see the full totals right now, but breaking news. I need a sound pad. Breaking news. GFS. This is still loading, so let it load. This isn't for anyone worried. We're going to see more than this. This is still loading. It's just loaded to here. Let's see something. What did our 18Z have here? Okay. Let's do a quick comparison. Sorry, guys. Breaking news. 1 second. Give me a second. Breaking news. GFS still doesn't love Philly, but it still got snow in it. So here's our 00Z. Okay. And let's go to our 18Z. Let's see here. So if we got this on 33, we got to put this on 39. So GFS pulls snow a little bit farther to the south, but not really much. European still keeps it north, so they still disagree on that. Sorry, I just exited out of it. Oh, I'm the worst. You guys know I like to compare these right when they come out. You know I have to. Sorry, 1 second. It has bigger snow totals through some of these areas of the mid-Atlantic, though. So let's get this to... Okay, 39. Good. Okay, 39. So now we can put this on... There we go. See, it brings that snow a little bit farther to the south, but has bigger totals through areas of Virginia, up to 14 inches. Actually pulls... It's just compressing the snow. It's compressing it. It's squeezing it in more and punching more out through here. (14 inches through central Virginia. Again, I think we'll see. I think it's outdoing that. Here's our latest NAM, guys. The NAM, I don't know. Again, I don't totally trust the NAM because I don't know what's making it think we're going to have 3 to 4 inches in New York City and Long Island. That alone, based on what we're looking at, that alone makes me not so sure about the totals to the north here. So, again, that's why this is still a good one to look at our national blend with. There you go. School not canceled in the DMV. Yeah, tomorrow, I'm guessing. I mean, the snow, I think, is starting really in the DMV after school tomorrow. But it might be, it's probably going to be canceled on, I would assume it would be canceled on Wednesday. Portland, Oregon on Thursday evening. Look at that. Yeah, let's go. Let's push out there. Let's go take a trip to the West Coast. Let's go take a trip. Portland. Okay. Let's go into our precipitation. I know we got trough dipping down. You guys got below average temperatures here right now. You got some low pressures moving in off the coast. So here's when we get into Thursday. Really, a lot of this looks like it's staying south of you. That's probably low elevation snow into Portland. It's cold enough. That's probably some low elevation snow into Portland there. Yeah, I mean, Euro thinks an inch or two into Portland Thursday. It does. Do you think the GFS is wrong? More snow in eastern Montgomery County. About where? Eastern Montgomery County? Hold up. Oh, you're talking about near Philly. God, I literally like live in Philly and I don't know where I live, guys. I have no idea where I live. So do you? So you okay? Because I'm guessing you're saying because the GFS just pulled some out. Yeah. I think the GFS. I think the GFS is. I think we're gonna see snow a little bit farther north. Yeah, I think we're probably a little bit more than the GFS thinks in Montgomery County. I do. Eastern Oregon. Yeah, I mean, if you want to push through like the weekend, some of these snow totals out here, these mountainous areas are seeing 6 inches to a foot. Low elevation aren't seeing much, but you're still seeing maybe ½ inch to a foot and a half in some areas of low elevation. You can probably push right into the state. Let me see here. Can we go down into Oregon? Whoa. That's through the weekend. That's the national blend, actually. Let's look at the euro. The euro's probably going to be more accurate through the weekend. Let's go here. There you go. No, sorry. Through this weekend. Look at that. A lot of snow for low elevation. How can you get these tracks and maps? Well, I mean, a lot of these I pay subscriptions for. Weather Bell I pay $70 a month for, but I have the commercial license, so I think it's like $20 a month for Weather Bell for all these maps. Pivotal Weather is free. This one's great, free. You can zoom in, you can do all the stuff. You're not. It locks you out of like the Kuchera snow model though on the Euro, unless you have a paid subscription, which is only like $10 a month or something on 10 or $15 a month on Pivotal Weather. But the reason they lock you out of the Euro Kuchera snow model is because everyone loves that model because it does the best on average. So they know if they give you everything else for free, you'll come and you'll use it and then be like, oh, I really just want to use the Kuchera Euro. Ah, crap, I have to get a subscription. What's going on, Brittany? I appreciate you. Jackson, Nora, Susie, Megan, thank you guys. Do you think school could be canceled in South Jersey, specifically near Philly area on Wednesday? Yeah. I mean, if you have any sort of overperformance here, you might get canceled. The problem is the snow starts falling after school on Tuesday, probably ends pretty early in the morning to where they may have plenty of time with plows to clear it. Also, since we're not getting any mixing or ice, it's going to be really fluffy, easy snow to clear. So the timing of this storm may be the reason schools stay opening, because it's literally falling right after school, fluffy snow, no ice, easy to plow. And that factor, having nice fluffy snow fall and when it falls, may actually make it. They might just be like, yeah, I know, no point in canceling schools. It's not dangerous. Can you tell Chicago, because we've not gotten a lot this year? Yeah, it's going to be surprising. It would be really surprising if Chicago missed out on good snow with this Wednesday, Thursday storm. It would actually be shocking, because there's some model disagreement, but not in the center, right? There's like model disagreement on it. This area, all the models agree this area is safe with snow, basically. Some models pull it farther south, some models pull it farther north. But yeah, Chicago, I mean, my best guess would still be 6 to 9 inches. Could easily overperform on this, though. This is a tilting trough. So, like, I mean, you can see this thing. Look at this thing digging. You see this right here, guys? Look at this trough digging in here. Really, really, you can see it carving out that warm pocket. So, lots of warm air pushing up, lots of lift. You got your close isobars here. This is going to be good snowfall rates. So, good snowfall rates and a lot of cold air. You can see this high pressure back here pulling this cold air in. So, well, high pressure is actually the air goes around them clockwise in the northern hemisphere. But you know what I mean. This is pumping cold air in here. That's a good look. That's a very good look for Chicago. Is the vortex splitting? Yeah. I mean, the 50 millibar vortex, stratospheric vortex is going to be split probably in the next 24 to 48 hours. But people don't understand polar vortex very well. When the polar vortex splits, you don't immediately get cold. There's a chain reaction. It sets off a chain of reactions that you can lag a week, 2-3 weeks behind your actual surface temperatures and what happens down here with us can lag way behind that split of the stratospheric vortex. Happened in 2018. The vortex split in like early March, and then you were feeling effects from it through mid-April. So, let me see here. Morgantown, West Virginia. Let's get in there. I wouldn't be surprised if this didn't let me go into West Virginia. There we go. These are our latest Euro totals. Although, I mean, we could probably use the HRRR in here. It's going into 0. Let's see. Can we get our 2Z in here? Let's go to our 0, 0Z. Again, I don't know. I think there's more snow up here. We'll look at our Euro for now. We will look at our Euro for now because I think it's the HRRR is doing a weird thing there. So that's your latest on West Virginia. Our national blend's probably going to somewhat agree with pretty much agree with the Euro. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the subs, guys. I see them. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's showing that cold air to last through at least the first week of March or longer. Yeah. We may get a warm. We may get it. You never just get a constant. I mean, January was basically a constant blast of cold air out east. But what's probably going to happen, and let's see, our CFS might be the best thing to look at to show us this, guys, moving forwards. What's probably going to happen is, here we go. Cold air, cold air, cold air, cold air. Look at this. This is through. Look at this down in the States. Staying very cold. This is actually doing. I'll keep showing you this, even though it's far out, because I agree with this. I think it's doing the right thing here. Staying very, very cold, and then we're probably gonna get a little warm up eventually. Okay, this is literally look. There's your little warm up right there, getting into March. Eventually, the air resets itself, but then watch what happens again. Cold, cold, cold. This is. You know, we can take a look at our European little warm-ups, but then we're consistently seeing this face drop here. Our GFS. Where you see that blue line here, this is our freezing line. This is the 850 millibar height, so this is the air right above our heads. Freezing air continuing to dive south. Look at that. Freezing air continuing to dive south. And look at this. I mean... This is our latest Euro. This is almost at the end of February, approaching March. You have a freezing line down here. This is freezing air. Again, why our stratospheric polar vortex has is really responsible for a lot of this, but not just that. I've shown you guys this a lot, but what's happening up here? Let's go temperature 850 millibar. Let's go back out into Northern Hemisphere. Here, let's go anomaly. This right here, what's happening to our north, this is a significant event as our vortex is splitting. This is a massive high pressure. This is a massive ridge building up in Canada and Alaska. And this is just squeezing cold air to the south while our vortex is shifting south. And you know, there's another lag factor with this too, but you can see the stratospheric warming event up here is going nowhere. Not in these models. So this is just all the bells and alarms and whistles are ringing, whatever the saying is. They're all signaling for an extended winter. I mean, look at the end of this run. Is this going to happen? I don't know. But, well, this is the 18Z. This is probably going to happen. Massive cold air down there. We can go, if we go into the 12Z of the Euro, stratospheric warming event continues. I mean, look at Canada. This is just warm air being trapped to our north. Look at this cold air down here. This should be flipped, right? This should be flipped. Our stratospheric polar vortex is messing with everything. Fun times. Real fun times. Let's get back to our snow map because everyone wants to know about their snow. Look at the end of that. Let's see. Dallas snow still possible? It's possible still, yes. With this setup, yes. Severe weather is probably likely. Snow is still possible. Think we can squeeze 10 inches of snow with a lake enhancement in Metro Chicago? You could, yeah. You could. You know, I've been hearing a lot about lake enhancement with this system. I don't expect too much because of the wind direction, but there'll be a little bit, yeah. That's why you guys could. That's another reason you could overperform there in Chicago. There's still the chance, and I talked about it, there's still the chance for some blizzard conditions through this region. Specifically, I thought you could have a chance in Chicago. I think specifically up in Michigan, it really begins to tilt. You start to see our low get down into the 995 range. Winds are going to be whipping up here if that happens. Anything for Tulsa, Oklahoma. No snow in the forecast, but severe weather is something we're going to have to be watching out for you guys on. Here's our day one severe weather outlook. By the way, this is important. We got a lot of severe weather going on this week, guys, and that's an understatement. So here's our day one severe weather outlook. Tulsa, again. I don't want to get this wrong on the map. Okay, yeah, just to the northeast of Oklahoma City. You guys are kind of in this. There you are. Tulsa right there. There's Oklahoma City. So this is our Wednesday outlook. This is our Thursday outlook. This is our Friday outlook. Or Wednesday, Thursday outlook. So, wow, this is weird. Why do they have this as day 3? SBC is really messing with me. So they're doing Tuesday, Wednesday, basically. It's all messed up. So this is really a Wednesday, Thursday outlook here that really expands. So Wednesday through Thursday, this whole region needs to pay attention. Wednesday through Thursday especially, or Wednesday evening into Thursday morning. We have a little bit more. This is a marginal risk for some tornadoes. That this may be increased to tomorrow, to a slight. We may see this increase to a slight here, which is not great. And that's obviously Louisiana, central Mississippi, central to southern Mississippi, and then western Alabama. But here's the scary thing. Why is there a risk, a 15% risk, 6 days out? They don't typically put these warnings out more than a few days. Sometimes they do if they're really concerned about a severe weather event, if they think an outbreak is possible, if they think significant, like strong tornadoes are possible. And they do through this region on Saturday. So pay attention. This is probably going to get moved up to an enhanced risk or higher. So that is probably at least an enhanced risk. That's what's going on severe weather wise. What's going on, Mesomat? Heather, appreciate you. Summer Fav. And I've been talking to Matt about this because Matt's our severe weather expert. Listen, I love my climatology, my hurricanes, my snow. Matt is great when it comes to severe weather. Mesomat, if you guys don't follow him, MESOMATT, Mesomat, a part of his team. He is fantastic when it comes to severe weather. This is I should really call him. It's like the meme. I should call him. Matt, I'm giving you a ring. Sorry, this isn't loading, guys. Matt, I need a feature. Hold up. Matt, let chat understand what a risk zone like this 6 days out is telling us and what we could expect.
It's rare. It doesn't happen in February that often. And I have a thought that it's actually going to go enhanced tonight, possibly.
I'm thinking,
given the model guidance that we're getting.
I'm thinking enhanced for sure. We'll see if it goes higher than that. It's possible. Probably.
Yeah, they officially, so SPC by policy can't go moderate until day 2. And then if we get to that category, we would go from there. But yeah, I think what they're honestly going to do tonight is either they could shrink the slight risk down to kind of, since we're getting confidence on where it's going to be at with the instability. They also could make it bigger if they go off the GFS or they go lower off the European model.
Yeah.
It's going to depend. I also think that we get a Sunday risk zone tonight and a Friday risk zone tonight.
Okay.
Early Friday night. So Saturday's event is going to start Friday night across East Texas and then work into that instability through the day on Saturday, where we'll get possibly a pretty strong squall line with, I think, derecho-like potential, maybe. And then we'll get...
You guys know what chat, you know what derechos is. Sudden, very powerful, long-lasting windstorm. I mean, those can last...
Yeah, we can see 100-plus miles an hour easily on those.
That's not involved with a tornado, just a big wall of wind.
Yeah, basically think of EF2 tornado winds, but with a squall line.
Yeah.
And then whatever's left of this on Sunday goes across the East Coast, and it's done by Monday. So.
Yeah. So So exactly. So there's a lot of talk about all this ice and snow up north, but I don't even know if that's where the talk should be, because this could be an insane February event.
Yeah. I do have one more thing on Wednesday's risk zone. I got her model out all the way through Wednesday afternoon, and I'm seeing SIGTOR parameters pushed in close to enhanced risk status just around southwestern Louisiana. So if you're basically along I-10 in Louisiana from the afternoon of Wednesday afternoon, we're going to have some morning convection that could prohibit some things, but the instability looks like it comes in the afternoon, and we could get some potential beans off the Gulf Coast into Louisiana, Mississippi on Wednesday afternoon.
Let me look at this really quickly. Are you watching my stream?
Yes, sir.
Let's go down here. Wednesday afternoon.
Yes. They're going to go around 18Z. You'll see that morning time convection coming out of East Texas. I think we get a risk zone tomorrow. It'll be for tomorrow night across East Texas. It'll probably be a marginal when they issue it.
Yeah.
I don't think they go slight, just with a general damaging wind event. But we got some beans popping up late tomorrow night.
I mean, look at this. Out ahead at the squall line.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, guys.
And
take it seriously if you're down here.
Enhanced risk over Mississippi, so I would see it spot on if they were to do it.
Cool. So yeah, guys, he's an expert with this severe weather stuff. I know about severe weather. It's not what I focus on. I like climatology, snow, hurricanes especially. But he knows his tornadoes, windstorm, and hail. So Matt, he's on everything too. So appreciate it, Matt.
All right, appreciate you, Connor.
Peace. Trust me, I've been doing this weather stuff forever, and I'll sometimes go to him and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" Because he's had some really good calls. He's had some really good calls before with severe weather. It's kind of he's tornadoes. He loves his tornadoes. I love doing tornado coverage, talking about them. But that's kind of his thing. You got to know this stuff in general to do this, but that's his focus there. Alrighty, but yeah, he's MESO Matt. He's on TikTok, YouTube. That's his full-time job. So he's 90% of the time there's a severe weather event happening, he's trying to be on it, covering it live. I can't always cover it live. I've got another job. Plan is to in the future be doing this full time, and I will be covering it live all the time. But yeah, he covers it live all the time, always on. All right, sorry. Let's get back. Chet. You've been praying for a big storm for the Luca, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, Luca, there's some chances here. Well, I'm really paying attention again. We do have the GFS and Euro. This is really far out, kind of, but the the GFS and Euro do like the way the trough moving through the northern plains. This type of pattern here with the big. There's a chance right there for a big snowstorm in the Mid-Atlantic. But again, we looked out. We'll go. I agree this time with the European weeklies in that our winter is going to be. That we're gonna see some interesting. Cold air models moving into March. I don't think the Mid-Atlantic is going to stop seeing the chance for snow in late February. I think it's going to extend through March. Some other seasons, I know we've ended early. Before we even get into March, our snow chances are just done out there. But I think you'll see some more chances, almost definitely. Okay, our GFS is like super loaded in now. We can look at a little bit more of that. Yeah, so yeah, people have been asking about Pittsburgh. Right now, we have storms going to the north and to the south of you guys, right? Like this whole pocket. Philly's having the issue too. New York City is having the same issue. Central Ohio's having the issue. But these future radars and future snow tracks they're never going to follow this line. The odds are one of these is going to shift north or south. Let's look at what our latest GFS thinks so you guys can see what's going on, where the latest GFS is putting snow across the country. Let's look in here. So, okay, so here's our most updated GFS. We know what it's doing out here. It compressed the snow a little bit through the Mid-Atlantic, but it does dump a little bit more. There we go. But it does dump a little bit more into portions of Maryland and Delaware. Looking very similar with this system. It's actually, I feel like this is almost agreeing a little bit more with the. No, it's still much farther south than the Euro. This is still big snow from Kansas City, Omaha, through most of central to eastern Iowa. St. Louis still looking like maybe a 1 to 3 inches with some ice. That is tough look there for St. Louis, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. Still looking like good snow for Chicago. Detroit's going to be a close call with this as well. So is Indianapolis. It's going to be a close call, either good snow or a lot of mixing. It's going to be a very close call there. This is looking very similar to last run. And then again, oh wow, yeah. Again, the GFS, even before even like into the weekend, just more snow for the Midwest. Look at this. And this would be a potential for a big snowstorm through Pittsburgh. We'll have to see how far up this warm air is wanting to pull. So there's just a lot of activity as you guys can see. Let me see what this latest severe weather looks like on the GFS. Yeah, still pretty significant. At least by the future radar look. Very steep trough here. Something's going to be happening right after this when this starts loading. It's still going to have another big storm here. How much snow in Chicago on Wednesday? The best guesstimate for Chicago right now is going to be 6 to 9 inches. There's going to be some lake enhancement potential. And you guys aren't going to be dealing, or don't look to, at least right now, be dealing with any mixing issues. Your snow ratio looks to be good, so an overperformance is definitely possible. I mean, over 9 inches isn't out of the question for Chicago if you have a good band setup. Fav and Summer. Heather, I appreciate you guys. Meme 23. One second, guys. Un momento. Okay. Let's see here. What's going on, Austin? Give me a second here. Let's go up to the Northeast. We've got some questions about upstate New York. We'll use our latest Euro for this. Yeah, man, you can see Adirondacks looking like they may get involved. Catskills, not so much. Let's see what our national blend sees up here. National blend, I mean, yeah, it wants to put snow through there, but a little bit farther out. Saturday, Sunday storm. Let's go to our Euro, end of our Euro, into Kuchera. Man, the Euro's really leaving a gap there. Is the GFS doing that too? I'm guessing the GFS isn't. I'm guessing the GFS is putting snow in there. That's why the national blend has it. Yeah. So I guess we still have a good chance, actually. We'll see. Still a signal there, at least on the American model for the Catskills, but Euro doesn't love it. It's not a great sign. Hi, Connor. I'm new. My name is Austin. I just subscribed to your channel. And is there any hope for Newark, Ohio to get snow this month? Yeah. I mean, there's definitely hope. There's like 4 snowstorms moving across the Midwest in the next 2 weeks. So, and a 7-inch snowstorm. It's been 8.5 years. What's it since you've gotten? And 3,282 days. Man, you've really been paying attention to this. Okay, wait, really quickly. So, Newark, Ohio. Let me see where that is. Oh, okay. So you're right to the east of Columbus. Yeah. So we have. I mean, it's not impossible. We have some models that put snow through there. Let's push back out into the Ohio Valley. Why am I blind? There we go. So you're not gonna. Yeah. Well. Here's our latest GFS that wants to leave basically a hole of snow there. So that's not a great look for you. We can go off our 18Z Euro, and at the end of the Euro, it wants to give you 5 inches. This is at the end of the 18Z. So this is pretty forecastable range. So the Euro thinking you're going to have snowfall within the next 5 days is, or 5 to 7 days is a pretty good sign. Not looking like a huge snowstorm based on the Euro. If we pull back, we can go to our Euro 12Z just to show you guys all the opportunities for snow we're going to have out here. I mean, look at this. Here's how you have to think about it. The snow is not going to fall. The heavy snow is not going to fall just like that, how it shows. If we were to see literally the gap right in here, like right where you are, exactly like this, that would be insane because these models are never perfect. They're always a little too far north, a little too far south. So I actually sometimes prefer when I'm looking in the long range to not be like here or here on the model because the models always shift off it. So, through the month of February, could one of these snowstorms that wants to drop a foot to your south or a foot north shift a little north or a little south? I'd say it's almost like a coin flip if you're going to get a big heavy snowfall through the middle of Ohio. The winter pattern is staying out east. We have a negative North Atlantic oscillation. And when you have a negative North Atlantic oscillation, your storm tracks are exactly where you see them, out here. So this is good. This is your kind of La Nina effect kicking in, but your major snow tracks are out here. So one sneaking through there, you're probably about a coin flip away from it, about a 50-50 chance. I hate being Philly like 4 times this year. In our long range forecast has been in the middle of a huge nor'easter, and then the storm shifted north, or you had like the 7-8 inches that fell into Baltimore and DC. So it being in the middle of it far out is like a curse sometimes. This is more of a short range right there. We need that snow into the mountains of North Carolina. Yeah, I mean, you guys are projected to get more snow into the mountains of North Carolina. The Euro likes that around the 16th or 17th. I think that's a really good time frame for it, too. We know how significantly... I mean, look at this. This isn't even that far out. This is almost forecasting range, about 130 hours out. This is a major squall line. This is a major squall line developing on Sunday. Saturday into Sunday. And, again, this is the system that I was talking about, that if the squall line's strong enough, you can still have a lot of convection on the back side of it where that cold air is. So... would not be surprised to see this drop some good snow in Appalachia this weekend. Would not be surprised at all. Who knows if some of that gets over into Charlotte? It's gonna be tough, but it's not impossible right now. February 16, 2016. Well, we have a really good pattern for Ohio to get another big snow, so hold on to that. I don't even think it's too much hope. It's just a good look for you guys. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck with the storm tracks. But the storm tracks are in the Midwest right now, so. North Georgia, it's not impossible with the pattern we're going to see over the next 2 weeks to see a little bit of snow back down into here, maybe even as far south as Atlanta. We don't have a strong signal for it right now, but there are some models that flirt with it because of how amplified these troughs are. Yeah, exactly. There's plenty of time for these signals to adjust and put it right over the center of Ohio. These models pull heavy snow to your north and south, and they always move around. Suzette, what's going on? I appreciate you. Thank you, Suzette. I gotta get up early for work, guys. I want to say, sorry, I'm extra tired today. I feel like I say that a lot. I know. Actually, no. Sunday I was doing pretty good. That was a day stream. Listen, I got a 3rd trimester pregnant wife, a 2-year-old, and 2 jobs. I don't sleep much. 4 to 5 hours a night. I posted an update on all this stuff on my TikTok and YouTube today, guys, and my Instagram. My goal is tomorrow to do a longer stream. Like an 8 to 10, 8 to 11, 2-3 hour, see how much I can do. Because we're going to have the Tuesday storm moving in. We're going to have this storm. We're going to have really good data. This is going to be right on this is literally going to be moving in. We're going to be really good forecasting range for this first Midwestern storm, and finally somewhat forecasting range for this storm after it. So I want to do a good long stream for you guys tomorrow. I want to also try to do one of my longer format videos again tomorrow where it's like a 10 to 15 minutes so I can get down into every single portion of the country and let you guys know, like, because everyone has questions about everywhere and I can't answer everyone, but I can if I can do a longer video tomorrow. So that's my goal for tomorrow. I appreciate all of you being in here. I appreciate any of the gifts, subs, follows, and just being in here, engaging, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. This is tiring sometimes, but I love doing it because you guys are awesome. You guys are the best chat. And like I said, we'll do a long stream tomorrow, and I'm gonna do a longer video I think tomorrow too, so we can nail out all these details. Again, just to summarize it, if I had to say for some of these cities like Baltimore to DC 4 to 6 looks like you're most likely. You could overperform. There's a lot of cold air being injected right to from your north. Philly, I'd still have to say 2 to 4 is your best. Some models are starting to shift into the low end. I still think 2 to 4 is your best shot here. Philly's been underperforming all year, so it's risky for me to say that. But New York City, I know some models are telling you you're going to get 5-6 inches. I think if you get an inch or two, you should be happy from this Tuesday storm, unfortunately. Center Virginia over towards central Delaware and southern Jersey, you could see some bigger totals, like very southern Jersey, like tip southern Jersey. Central northern Kentucky, again, moving into West Virginia, I think 2 to 5 in that range, 3 to 5 in that range is pretty good. High elevations of West Virginia could see up 6 to 8. This storm right here, I mean, again, St. Louis right now 1 to 3 possible, but you could get a lot of mixing. Kansas City is looking like a good 3 to 5. Omaha is looking like you could get even more than that, maybe a 5 to 8. Chicago 6 to 9, very likely. I still think we're going to struggle to get any into Detroit. Could have some mixing. It's going to be a little bit of mixing in Indianapolis. That's a tough call. I think southern Wisconsin's doing pretty good in most of the state of Iowa, especially central to southeastern Iowa with that storm. And again, severe weather Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I mean, it's a lot of severe weather down here. I'm especially worried about Wednesday and Saturday. Those are my 2 big worry dates down here in the south. Flash flooding, tornadoes, derechos. This could end up being a very, very big outbreak Saturday. Cold air is continuing, guys. Cold air is continuing. Our winter is stretching along. It is not stopping early. Our stratospheric polar vortex is literally splitting within 48 hours now. It's happening. So there's going to be a delayed effect on that. And that's probably going to push us into a deeper winter into March. So, yep, that's what's going on. I'm going to be back on tomorrow. I appreciate all you. Everyone, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow with a much longer